The Atlanta Hawks have been on fire this season. They're currently 7-3 and just took down the undefeated Milwaukee Bucks. While this feat calls for celebration, some commentators think it's cause for concern too. After all, the win came without Trae Young. Watch this video to find out why there's a debate between Trae and Murray and who's right. And make sure you stay till the end to learn all about it. First up, let the game speak for itself. Hawks first traded for Dejounte Murray. Everyone was shocked. Rumors had been going around that the Hawks were going to do something big. No one knew just how big. After the defeat of Atlanta at the hand of Miami last season, one thing was clear: they just weren't good enough. The team managers thought the solution was to get another superstar to aid Young, so they traded 3 draft picks and Danilo Gallinari to get their hands on Murray. We sure hope he was worth it. So far, it seems like they've made the right choice. With 10 games into the season, his value's obvious. In the Knicks game, they were down 23 points and Young couldn't play because of his injury. Murray stepped up and scored 15 points alone. He got the entire team together and woke up the offense. They won that game 58-23 because of his brilliance. And against the Bucks, it was clear he was the leader. He got every single person on the court involved. They should have been struggling without Young, but they were thriving. Before the trade, the Hawks would struggle to make any offense if Young was absent from the game. Now, not so much. A good leader shouldn't be this easily replaced, no? Now, an Atlanta radio podcast, The Game, has ignited the debate about which of the 2 superstars should be captain. Next up, higher than the clouds. Dejounte was the missing piece of the puzzle from the Hawks. They were always good enough to make the playoffs, but they weren't good enough to be an actual challenge. Now that's changing. Here are the reasons why people think he should be the new leader. First off, every team needs multiple all-star players if it wants to win anything big. Atlanta only had Trae, who averaged 28.4 points and 9.7 assists last season. Finally, they've got him a buddy who had 21.1 points, 9.2 assists, and 8.3 rebounds per game. That too in his first all-star season. The man is good at everything, it seems. Defense, scoring, passing, rebounding, or playmaking, you name it, he's got it. But he's also a born leader. He demands respect on the floor. He leads by example and has a solid presence. Even though he's a newbie in the team, the space he's made for himself speaks for itself. That's something that Trae will probably have to compete with. Most importantly, his presence can unlock the potential of the front court trio. DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, and Clint Capella are all incredibly skilled players. They just need a leader to tie them all together. The ideal partner would be someone that sets up plays from them to finish. Dejounte is ranked in the top 5 players with the most total drives. Even though he's a point guard, he can improve both the offense and the defense line. That's something we can't say about Trae though. Coming up, this town is only big enough for one of us. Murray himself admitted that he's a born leader. He just can't stay silent. When he sees something, he immediately gives his opinion on it, and it's not in his nature to hold back. Not that any of the staff wants him to hold back though. They want him to go all out. Where does that leave Trae though? If Murray is asked to play off the ball, there could be some trouble. He'll probably need to space the floor in that case, and we all know that's not his strength. Teams will already expect this and play away from him. The obvious answer to this is to have Trae play off the ball to counter that, but the record shows that he has had little luck with that. On top of that, he's their best offensive player. Taking the ball away from him doesn't make much sense, so probably they'll split their time on the court and learn to coexist at other times. But it's entirely possible that they'll not be on the same court at the same time at all. Moving on, baby, please don't go. The biggest problem is going to be keeping him here though. A talented player like him might tire of having to share his space all the time. We doubt Dejounte would be happy about that, or that the Hawks will win any games this way. If the Hawks do struggle, he could exit the team because of it. It's entirely possible that he tires of being the second choice in the Hawks and moves to a team that promises him the role of the main player. The Hawks can't increase his pay, which would mean that Dejounte ends up leaving the Hawks after they moved heaven and earth to trade for him. A way to remedy this This, of course, is to make sure he becomes the leader of the team. That's as good an incentive to stay as any. The question is, will Atlanta take the chance? Not to mention, I can be your hero. On the other side of the camp, the staunch Trae loyalists are offended by even the mention of this. Are we ready to replace him so soon? You better hold off on the ice Trae disrespect, folks. He can shoot, he can score, and he can ruin defenders' lives. There's a reason why he's a star after all, and he knows it. He says that he doesn't compare himself to the guys in the game. The comparisons don't bring him anything. It's all about the game. Touché, Trae, touché. But that still doesn't take away from the humiliation of 2021 or the fact that people don't think that he can lead the team. He thinks otherwise. He thinks there's a stigma attached to undersized point guards, but they are all goofies to him. Steph, Chauncey, and Isaiah were all small guards that won championships, so this point doesn't even make sense to him. Don't forget, this man led his team to the Eastern Conference Finals too. He beat the Knicks and the 76ers. On top of that, he's got his team. They all respect him and listen to him. Before, they didn't have another all-star player and they struggled without him. Now he isn't the team's sole focus, which is a good thing. Young's needed a running buddy for some time now. The real score is the partnership the two have been able to develop, and that's clear in this season's games. Baby boy is a companion, not a competition, and he's got nothing on ice Trae. Also, two are better than one. The unlikely pairing is perfect in the eyes of Nate McMillan, the Hawks coach. It doesn't matter what everyone else says. It's working and anyone with eyes can see it. He says that none of them is the point guard. They are both guards, but they will be handling the ball and innating offense. He wants to switch things up this year. They decided not to upgrade after they made it to the finals, and they paid a heavy price for it. But things will not be easy. Nate realizes that both of them were team leaders. Now they'll have to learn to sacrifice. They'll have to learn to share the ball. But contrary to popular opinion, he thinks they're quite comfortable at it. To start, Murray is a big fan of Trae. He knows what he can do on the court, and he respects that. They're both trying to learn from each other. They know it's a long journey with lots of ups and downs, but they're ready for it. Young was also full of praise for his co-star. He claimed that Murray knows when to take risks. There's a reason why he had the highest number of steals last season. Having him take responsibility is a weight off his shoulders. He can do what he does best and know that someone has his back. Finishing up, the verdict. Another advantage is that now opponents can't just focus on Young. If he's trapped, Dejounte can take the lead and vice versa. Both players can take care of one side of the court too. That makes the team stronger overall. Both of them know they'll be growing pains in the journey. Nothing good ever happens overnight. It's going to be a tough ride, and both of them are determined to enjoy it. So in short, either of them can lead the team on their own. Yes, they can play some games, but they won't win a championship. Only a partnership with both the guys stepping up at different points of the game will bring the trophy home. That's it for today. So do you think it's time for Ice Trae to hand over the reins? Let us know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. We'll be back with another video soon.